Are you eager to make a woman think about you nonstop? Discover the secrets to becoming unforgettable with these 9 simple tricks. Imagine leaving a lasting impression that keeps her on your mind long after you've parted ways. In this guide, we reveal effective techniques on how to make a woman think about you nonstop, blending psychological insights with real-world applications. Learn how subtle gestures, thoughtful actions, and genuine communication can make you stand out. Whether you're looking to deepen a connection or spark new interest, these strategies will help you master the art of being unforgettable. Diving in to explore how to make a woman think about you day and night, prepare to unlock the secrets to a captivating presence. To show your support, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Goddess. Your journey to irresistible charm starts here. Number 1. Mystery is the key. Maintaining an air of mystery can be a powerful tool for attraction. When you keep parts of yourself hidden, it naturally sparks curiosity. Instead of revealing everything about yourself right away, consider sharing bits of information over time. This gradual revelation keeps her interested, eager to learn more. However, it's important to remember that curiosity can be a double-edged sword. While it can strengthen your connection, revealing too much too soon can reduce attraction. In today's social media-driven world, it's easy to overshare. Instead of posting every detail of your life on Instagram or Facebook, such as what you're eating or where you're going, consider posting less. Allow her to wonder about your day, what you're doing, and who you're with. This doesn't mean disappearing completely, but a little distance might make her miss you and want to know more. For example, if you usually respond to her texts promptly throughout the day, consider taking a step back in the evening. Then, send a text like, "I had a busy day, but I hope your day was great. I'll be home soon, talk to you later." This shows that you have a fulfilling life outside of her, making her curious. "Why are you so busy? What are you doing?" It indicates that you're not too eager, which paradoxically makes you more desirable. Psychologically, this works because scarcity creates value. When something is not always available, it is considered more valuable. Studies have shown that people are more attracted to those they perceive as slightly out of reach, as it sparks a desire to achieve what is not easily attainable. Balancing mystery and revelation may be the key to forming a deeper, more lasting bond. Number 2. Do not be predictable. One of the most appealing aspects of a relationship is the element of unpredictability. Imagine keeping her on her toes, wondering what pleasant surprise you'll deliver next. This doesn't mean being erratic or unreliable, rather, it's about bringing unexpected joy and excitement into the relationship. A surprise visit at work, an unplanned adventure, or an unexpected thoughtful gift can spark feelings of excitement and wonder. These moments break up the monotony of everyday life, especially in an age where technology and social media often dull our senses. However, unpredictability needs to be balanced. Too much, and it could make her feel uncomfortable or question your intentions. Think of it like a spice for a dish. Just the right amount will make it delicious, but too much can ruin it. You want her to be excited, not nervous. Now, consider this: if you're always the one initiating contact, always saying good morning or good night, it might be time to step back a bit. What happens if you give her space to reach out? Will she miss your text? Will she start to crave your attention? This subtle change may make her realize that she still needs to make an effort to keep you interested. It's a psychological boost that helps keep the relationship dynamic and engaging. Studies of human behavior show that people are more attracted to those who keep a bit of mystery. If everything about you is laid out from the beginning, where is the plot? By revealing yourself slowly and unpredictably, You create deep feelings that she will want to explore. It's about striking a balance, being both familiar and elusive, comfortable and exciting. Remember, the key is moderation. Less is often more. An occasional surprise, a moment of mystery, a pause in communication, these can make you more attractive. You don't have to look like a movie star or have endless resources to be appealing. The charm lies in how you handle your emotions, the subtle nudges that keep her wondering, what will he do next? So how do you use unpredictability to your advantage? How will you keep her guessing and captivated? These are questions that can change the way you approach relationships, making you not just another guy, but someone she can't stop thinking about. Number 3, plan after getting busy. Here's a game-changing approach. Master the art of creating anticipation by planning after getting busy. This technique is simple but effective. Be less available for a few days. Instead of rushing to respond to texts or messages right away, let her know you're busy with work, but show a genuine interest in her activities. Ensure your response is engaging and leaves a bit of mystery. When you reconnect, maintain the attraction by focusing more on her world than yours. This tactic piques her curiosity and heightens her interest. For example, you could say, "I'm busy the next 2 days, but I'm free on Friday night. How about we grab a drink around 7?" This strategy aligns with the psychological concept of scarcity, where people value what they perceive as less accessible. Research shows that creating a sense of desire can strengthen emotional connections. By being less available, you create space for her to miss you and look forward to your next meeting. So keep your interactions engaging but strategically spaced. Not only will this remind her of you, but it will also fuel her desire to see you again. Are you ready to test this method and see how it transforms your interactions? Number 4. Mutual interest can create trust and attraction. Mutual interest is the secret ingredient in forging deep trust and genuine attraction. Have you ever wondered why some relationships flourish while others falter? It's often because mutual interests create a bond that transcends superficial connections. Imagine 2 people who share a passion for cryptography. Their shared enthusiasm not only fuels engaging conversations, but also fosters a sense of understanding and camaraderie. But what happens when mutual interest wanes? The initial spark might dim, leaving one to question whether the relationship was built on a solid foundation. For instance, studies show that when couples share core values and interests, they are more likely to experience long-term satisfaction. This phenomenon isn't limited to romantic relationships, it also applies to friendships and professional connections. Why does mutual interest matter so much? It aligns individuals' values and goals, creating a sense of unity. In a world where distractions are endless, finding common ground helps people stay connected and invested. Consider how shared interests in hobbies, career goals, or even philosophies can lead to more meaningful interactions and deeper understanding. In conclusion, cultivating mutual interests is crucial for building lasting relationships. It's not merely about enjoying similar activities, but about aligning on values and life goals. So next time you're wondering why a connection feels strong or weak, ask yourself, are we truly sharing our passions and values? This reflection can reveal the depth of your bond and guide you toward more fulfilling relationships. Number 5. Don't be too eager to impress. Navigating the complexities of making an impression in the dating world can be tricky. Ever found yourself caught in a cycle of trying to impress her, but only to feel like your efforts fall flat? The key isn't to shower her with constant attention or to say yes to everything. Instead, it's about striking the right balance between showing interest and giving her space. Why do we often feel the urge to overcommit? It's tempting to believe that being overly enthusiastic will win her affection. However, acting too eager or agreeing to everything she asks can make you seem superficial. Authenticity is the true currency of connection. Think about it, would you be attracted to someone who seems desperate for your attention or someone who maintains a healthy level of intrigue? The principle here is restraint. Don't text her every day if you haven't established that kind of rapport. Texting too frequently, especially without meaningful interactions, can come across as clingy, and pushing for a date before you've had engaging conversations can make you appear impatient. Instead, embrace the art of patience. For instance, research from relationship experts like Dr. John Gottman suggests that couples who build a strong foundation of friendship and mutual respect are more likely to thrive in the long term. By allowing the relationship to develop naturally and respecting her space, you create an environment where genuine interest can flourish. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to effortlessly attract others without trying too hard? It's because they understand the importance of balance. They show interest but also maintain their own sense of independence. This dynamic keeps the other person intrigued and invested. So how can you apply this in your own dating life? Start by being authentic and patient. Avoid overwhelming her with constant messages or over-the-top gestures. Instead, focus on building a genuine connection. Remember, a little mystery and a lot of self-respect can go a long way in capturing her attention and making a lasting impression. Number 6. Navigating disrespect. Have you ever faced a moment where someone's disrespect shook you to your core? It's a common experience, but how you respond can turn a challenging encounter into an opportunity for personal growth. What if there were a way to handle such moments with grace, strength, and wisdom? Philosophy, especially Stoicism, offers insights into how to deal with disrespect that go beyond mere reactions. Let's explore how to handle these situations with poise and resilience. 1. Reflect on yourself. In the midst of conflict, taking a moment to reflect on your own motives and behavior can reveal many things. Ask yourself, how might my actions contribute to this situation? Reflection is not about self-blame, it's about understanding how you can grow and improve. This introspection can help you resolve disagreements more constructively and align your responses with your core values. For example, if you react defensively, consider whether insecurity is the cause of your reaction and how you can constructively address it. 2. Maintain your composure. Staying calm in the face of disrespect is important. Why is it so tempting to react with anger? Emotional reactions often escalate conflicts rather than resolve them. By maintaining calm, you rise above negativity, creating space for more thoughtful and effective responses. Remember, other people's behavior is often a reflection of their own insecurities, not your values. Responding with calm and empathy can diffuse the situation and promote mutual understanding. 3. Cultivate empathy. Empathy is a powerful tool for healing strained relationships. Imagine yourself in the other person's shoes. What might lead to their disrespectful behavior? Understanding their perspective, even if you disagree with their actions, will allow you to approach the situation with kindness and patience. Everyone faces internal challenges and struggles, and often, disrespect is a symptom of deeper issues. Showing empathy does not excuse bad behavior but acknowledges its underlying roots, promoting a more compassionate response. 4. Pause before reacting. In moments of disrespect, pausing before responding can prevent unfortunate decisions. Why is it so important to delay your response? This short pause gives you time to collect your thoughts and choose a more considered response. Impulsive actions often escalate conflicts. By allowing yourself this space, you will increase your ability to handle situations thoughtfully and avoid unnecessary confrontations. 5. Respond with reason, not emotion. When faced with disrespect, it's easy to react with frustration. However, responding with reason and virtues, such as wisdom and courage, can lead to better results. How can reason help? It allows you to solve problems constructively rather than emotionally. By focusing on solutions and staying true to your values, you will navigate the situation with clarity and decisiveness. This approach requires practice but can yield more effective and satisfying outcomes. 6. Acceptance. Acceptance is an essential component of personal growth. What does acceptance mean? It involves recognizing that you cannot control the actions of others, you can only control your reactions. By letting go of unrealistic expectations and focusing on your own journey, you cultivate inner peace. Acceptance allows you to respond to disrespect with grace, rather than anger or resentment, promoting healthier thinking and happier emotions. 7. Choose forgiveness. Forgiveness is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, but it is, in fact, a deeply powerful act. Why choose forgiveness? It allows you to release negative emotions and focus on healing instead of holding on to grudges. Forgiveness does not mean condoning disrespectful behavior, but rather freeing yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. This approach promotes personal peace and can lead to more meaningful relationships based on mutual respect. 8. Set clear boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential for self-esteem and healthy relationships. How can boundaries help? They define what you are willing to tolerate and communicate those limits to others. Being steadfast in your values, like a mountain standing firm in the wind, demonstrates self-respect and prevents others from pushing you around. Clear boundaries teach others how to treat you and help maintain integrity in your relationships. 9. Use humor and smiles. A little humor or a smile can often ease tension and diffuse conflict. Why use humor? It shifts the focus from negativity to more positive interactions. However, it is important to use humor carefully, ensuring it is not belittling or disrespectful. A gentle approach can create a friendlier atmosphere and make conflict resolution easier. 10. Change your perspective. Broadening your perspective can provide valuable insights for handling difficult situations. What happens if you look at conflict from a broader perspective? By considering different viewpoints, you gain a deeper understanding of the situation and can approach it with more serenity. This shift in perspective helps you manage difficult situations with greater insight and wisdom, leading to more effective solutions. In short, navigating disrespect involves a combination of self-reflection, calmness, empathy, and strategic responses. By applying these principles, you can turn challenging interactions into opportunities for growth and understanding. How will you approach your next moment of disrespect? Will you seize the opportunity with grace and wisdom? The path to emotional mastery is gradual, but with consistent effort, it will lead to a more resilient and balanced self. Number 7. Superficial connections. In a world teeming with social connections, why do some relationships feel empty? Superficial connections are like trees with shallow roots unable to sustain life or growth. These relationships often seem rich, with individuals boasting long lists of acquaintances but few, if any, true friends. What drives these fake connections? Often, it's a focus on what the other person can offer rather than a desire for mutual respect or genuine affection. Surface connections are a social strategy, a way to navigate the complex landscape of relationships without actually committing. People who favor breadth over depth may know many names, job titles, and basic details about others, but they lack deeper understanding or connection. They avoid sharing personal difficulties, discussing hopes and dreams, or offering real emotional support. Why invest time and energy in others when the main goal is to serve yourself? These shallow relationships reveal themselves in many different ways. Have you noticed someone constantly changing social relationships, always looking for the next lucrative one? Such behavior often stems from a desire to achieve social status, professional benefits, or other superficial rewards. However, this approach comes at a cost. Individuals who prioritize these connections often find themselves surrounded by people yet feeling extremely lonely. Without deep and meaningful relationships, they miss out on the joy, support, and growth that those relationships can bring. For those who unwittingly form connections with these individuals, the impact can be equally profound. Have you ever felt taken advantage of or unappreciated in a relationship? This is a common result when dealing with superficial connections. The lack of depth in these relationships leaves people feeling emotionally deprived, leading to feelings of emptiness and disillusionment. Recognizing superficiality is key to avoiding these empty bonds. How do people talk about their relationships? Do they only focus on what others can do for them? Are they quick to flatter, giving excessive praise that feels insincere or out of touch with reality? This behavior is often a red flag in both personal and professional contexts. In personal relationships, flattery can be used to create a false sense of trust, while in professional settings, it can be a tactic to distract from a lack of real value. The danger lies in the deceptive nature of such behavior. In environments where flattery overshadows genuine talent and effort, authentic relationships become increasingly rare. People who rely too much on flattery often struggle to be authentic in other areas of their lives. They may view relationships as transactions, judging others solely based on what they can offer, rather than who they truly are. This transactional approach leads to a superficial social circle where individuals are more concerned with benefits than forming real connections. To overcome this deception, it is essential to distinguish between sincere compliments and flattery. Sincere compliments should be specific, related to actual achievements or qualities, and given without the expectation of receiving anything in return. On the other hand, flattery is often vague, exaggerated, and tied to ulterior motives. Why is this distinction important? Knowing the difference can protect you from being deceived or manipulated by those who seek to exploit relationships for personal gain. It also helps you build and nurture truly meaningful connections, providing support and companionship in both good times and bad. The consequences of living with superficial relationships can be severe. Scientific studies show that deep, meaningful relationships contribute significantly to mental and even physical health. For example, a study by Harvard researchers found that strong relationships were the most important predictor of happiness and longevity. Conversely, people who prioritize superficial connections often suffer higher levels of stress, anxiety, and even depression due to a lack of real emotional support. In a society that often values quantity over quality in social relationships, it is important to remember the value of depth. Do your relationships enrich your life, or do they leave you feeling empty? By adopting the Stoic philosophy of valuing what's truly important and letting go of the superficial, you can foster connections that are not only meaningful but also lasting. In the end, it's not about the number of connections, but the depth of the relationships that truly matters. Number 8. Lack of empathy. Empathy is often described as the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. But what happens when this vital emotional skill is missing? An empty heart cannot empathize, and those who lack empathy often exhibit a notable absence of genuine concern for others. This isn't just a minor flaw, it's a significant red flag. When a person is unable or unwilling to connect emotionally, it can signal deeper issues. Such individuals are frequently preoccupied with their own desires and goals, leaving little room to care about the feelings or needs of others. But how can you tell if someone lacks empathy? It often manifests in subtle, yet telling, behaviors. For instance, indifference to the struggles of others is a clear sign. Picture a situation where a colleague is visibly distressed. Do they offer a comforting word, or do they remain detached, indifferent? This coldness can extend to an inability to sincerely celebrate others' successes. When someone achieves something noteworthy, does the person in question genuinely congratulate them? Or do they respond with a half-hearted acknowledgement, perhaps even tinged with envy? The consequences of this lack of empathy are far-reaching. In personal relationships, it can lead to a disconnect that prevents any deep, meaningful connection from forming. Relationships thrive on mutual respect, understanding, and emotional support. When one person consistently ignores or undervalues the other's needs and feelings, it creates a one-sided relationship, often leaving the empathetic partner feeling drained and unappreciated. In professional settings, the absence of empathy can be just as damaging. It fosters a hostile and uncooperative environment, where co-workers and employees may feel undervalued or even exploited. Imagine a leader who never takes the time to acknowledge the hard work and dedication of their team. Over time, this lack of recognition can breed resentment, reduce morale, and ultimately harm productivity. From a Stoic perspective, empathy is not merely a nicety, it is a crucial aspect of human connection and societal harmony. Stoic philosophy teaches that while we may not have control over the emotions of others, we do have control over our response to them. If a person consistently fails to acknowledge the emotional states of those around them, they not only harm others but also undermine their own capacity for virtue. But let's consider the scientific side of this issue. Research has shown that empathy is linked to certain brain regions, such as the anterior insula and the anterior cingulate cortex. When these areas are underdeveloped or dysfunctional, a person's ability to empathize is significantly impaired. In one study, researchers found that individuals with higher levels of empathy had greater activation in these brain areas when observing others in distress. Conversely, those who lacked empathy showed minimal brain activity in response to others' suffering. This neurological evidence provides a stark contrast between those who are capable of empathy and those who are not. The implications are clear. Empathy is not just a social construct, it is a fundamental aspect of human nature, deeply rooted in our biology. So how do we address this lack of empathy? Can it be cultivated in those who seem to be lacking it? One approach might be to encourage self-reflection and mindfulness, asking questions that prompt introspection. For instance, when someone is facing a challenging situation, ask yourself, how would I feel in their position? This simple exercise can foster a deeper emotional connection and enhance one's capacity for empathy. Ultimately, empathy is a key component of sincerity and healthy relationships, whether personal or professional. Without it, interactions become hollow, and connections are superficial at best. The absence of empathy is not just a personal failing, it is a social ill that affects everyone it touches. How we choose to respond to this challenge will determine the quality of our relationships and, by extension, the quality of our lives. Can we afford to overlook this essential human trait? The answer may be more crucial than we think. Number 9. Change your perspective. Have you ever found yourself consumed by anger or the desire for revenge after facing disrespect? How often do we let fleeting emotions dictate our responses, only to regret them later? Stoic philosophy offers a powerful solution, changing our perspective. By stepping back from the immediate situation, we gain a broader understanding of life's impermanence, reminding us that change is constant. Everything, whether it be power, pleasure, or pain, will eventually fade away. But how can this perspective help us respond to disrespect and deception with wisdom and empathy? Consider the transient nature of material power. The achievements and pleasures we chase are often short-lived. Stoicism teaches us that these should not overshadow our core values. Instead, by cultivating lasting qualities like compassion, humility, and clear wisdom, we can navigate life's challenges with grace. But what does this mean in practice? Imagine encountering a person who disrespects you. Your initial reaction might be anger, but a Stoic would pause and reflect. By staying calm and introspective, you create space for a response grounded in wisdom rather than impulse. Could humor diffuse the situation? Could forgiveness and empathy transform your response? When we choose to focus on wisdom, courage, acceptance, and setting strong boundaries, we not only protect our self-worth, but also heal the emotional wounds inflicted by disrespect. Mastering the art of dealing with disrespect requires dedication. It's about building inner strength by managing emotions, creating positive habits, and perhaps even seeking guidance from a mentor. But is this easy? Of course not. It demands facing our weaknesses head-on. However, by honing these abilities, we equip ourselves to overcome any internal or external obstacle. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, we have control over our opinions, our desires, and essentially, our will. Taking responsibility for our thoughts and actions is the first step towards resilience and inner strength. But what about deception? How can we protect ourselves from those who hide behind masks of insincerity? In a world where appearances often deceive, how can we distinguish between truth and falsehood? Fake people often rely on inconsistent stories, weaving a web of deception that eventually entraps them. They change their narratives to suit the situation or audience, but over time, the inconsistencies become apparent. Have you ever noticed someone's story changing significantly? How often have you trusted someone only to discover that their past is full of contradictions? Inconsistent stories are not just harmless traits, they are deliberate tactics used to manipulate or impress. In personal relationships, this can erode trust, leading to inevitable breakdowns. In a professional environment, it can create a toxic atmosphere where informed decision-making becomes impossible. Identifying such individuals requires keen attention to detail. By carefully listening to what someone says over time, patterns of inconsistency may emerge. But how can you confront this without seeming paranoid? Simply asking for more details or seeking clarification can often unravel a false story as the person struggles to maintain their facade. The Stoic approach to dealing with disrespect and deception is not about becoming detached or emotionless. It's about cultivating a mindset that prioritizes wisdom, empathy, and resilience. It's about understanding that while we cannot control the actions of others, we can control our responses. The next time you encounter disrespect or deception, remember these lessons. Can you rise above the immediate situation and respond with wisdom? Can you protect your self-worth without compromising your values? By adopting the Stoic perspective, you'll find that you have the power to overcome any challenge, whether it comes from within or from the world around you. To make a woman think about you nonstop, it's essential to remember that attraction and connection are built on mutual respect and genuine interest. The 9 simple tricks we've explored today are designed to foster deeper emotional engagement and create memorable interactions. However, it's crucial to approach these strategies with authenticity and integrity. True influence comes from being yourself and showing respect for the other person's feelings and boundaries. If you found these tips helpful and want to delve deeper into the art of captivating someone's thoughts, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the Stoic Goddess for more insightful content. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What strategies have you found effective in making someone think about you nonstop? And don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.